A top story at this hour, the Narcotics Control Bureau Zonal Director Wankhede has been removed as the investigating officer in the cruise drugs bust case in which Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan is an accused. A team led by senior police officer Sanjay Singh will now take over the Aryan Khan case. Here's more.
Wankhede, the man who spearheaded drug crackdown in Bollywood, arresting high-profile celebs like Aryan Khan and grilling Ananya Pandey. He will no longer investigate the Aryan Khan case. At least 5 drug cases, including that of Aryan, have been removed from the purview of the investigator, who's battling allegations of extortion and forgery of marriage certificate. These drug cases will now be investigated by a central team headed by Deputy Director General Sanjay Singh. The NCB Zonal Director, however, is putting up a brave front. Wankhede claims he himself sought the probe by the central agency, thus ruling out his transfer from Mumbai to Delhi. Reacting to Wankhede's removal from the probes, Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik, who has levelled several allegations of irregularities against the officer, says this is just the beginning. Wankhede is in the eye of a storm following explosive charges of extortion levelled by Prabhakar Sail, one of the witnesses in the Aryan case. Prabhakar Sail is the bodyguard of private detective Kiran Gosavi, who was spotted with the NCB Zonal Director after the cruise drug raid. Gosavi, who is currently in police custody in a cheating case, had denied the charges.
गाड़ी में इतना ही चल रहा था कि 25 का बॉन्ड डाल, लास्ट 18 में फाइनल कर, 8 अपने को वानखेड़े को देना है, 10 अपने को बांट लेना है करके.
अच्छा, 25 मतलब क्या? 25 लाख कितना?
25 CR,
25 करोड़ रुपया. वानखेड़े साहब मतलब समीर वानखेड़े. ये किससे बात कर रहे थे?
ये सॅम से बात कर रहा था.
प्रभाकर साईल आणि त्याचे दोन्ही भाऊ यांचे CDR रिपोर्ट आणि यांचे मोबाईल कन्व्हर्सेशन काढावे, मोबाईल चॅट्स काढाव्या. माझे मोबाईल चॅट्स काढा प्रभाकर सोबत. जर मी कुठे बोललोय की बाबा इतना पैसा लेके आ, उतना पैसा लेके आ, माझा धंदा आहे इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्टचा, त्यामध्ये पूर्वीच्या काही चॅट्स असतील ज्यामध्ये माझ्या पैशांची घेवाणदेवाण असायची ज्या टायमाला हा जायचा, ह्याचे फोन रेकॉर्ड काढा. सगळ्या गोष्टी क्लिअर होतील. हा जे जे एलिगेशन्स करतो आहे प्रत्येकावर, ते सगळे एलिगेशन्स फॉल्स आहेत.
This is not the only concern for Wankhede, who was grilled by the NCB team for hours last month. Nawab Malik has alleged Wankhede forged caste and marriage certificate to land the government job.
समीर वानखेड़े ने तो धर्म परिवर्तन नहीं किया, हम मानते हैं, क्योंकि जन्म से वो मुसलमान हैं. उनके पिताश्री ने धर्म परिवर्तन किया था. दोनों बच्चे बचपन से मुसलमान हैं, मुसलमान की तरह जिए. और मैं अकेला नहीं, बहुत सारे लोग इस कंप्लेंट को आगे ले जा रहे हैं.
मैं मुस्लिम नहीं हूँ, मैं हिंदू हूँ. मेरा नाम ज्ञानदेव कचरूजी वानखेड़े है.
हमें जान का खतरा है और मुझे, मेरे बच्चों को, मेरे परिवार को डराया धमकाया जा रहा है. ट्रोल्स आते हैं, सारे फेक अकाउंट से आते हैं और हमें धमकियां दी जाती है कि आपको लटकाया जाएगा, आपको जलाया जाएगा. अब देखिए हम आपकी कैसे परेड कराते हैं, हम आपको पब्लिक में जला देंगे.
Wankhede shares a love-hate relationship with the B-town. He also headed the crackdown after Sushant Singh Rajput's death in 2020. The investigation saw the arrest of actor Riya Chakrabarti and questioning of actors like Deepika Padukone, Shraddha Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan. With Wankhede being removed from the Aryan case, it would be interesting to see how the crackdown now pans out. With Divyesh Singh, Munish Pandey, Arvind Ocha and Sahil Joshi. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, an investigation in the Maharashtrahafta gate gathers pace, with the ED now likely to seek extension of former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh's custody. A Mumbai Sessions Court is going to be hearing the matter. Deshmukh has been accused of corruption, money laundering and extortion. He was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on the 2nd of November after being grilled for 12 hours in the 100 crore extortion case. All this comes at a time when the ED has summoned Deshmukh's son, Rishikesh, also in the case. Rishikesh, on his part, has called the summons an attempt to infringe his privacy and a witch hunt by the central agency against his family. Shifting focus to Delhi's air pollution and the woes may lead to an increase in COVID cases is what top doctor, pulmonologist, also the director of Delhi's prestigious AIIMS, Dr. Randeep Guleria has warned, saying that high pollution could lead to more cases of coronavirus, more severe cases. He said that data suggests that pollution makes the virus stay in the air for a longer period as it can stick to the pollutants in the air. He's also said that data suggests that places with higher pollution levels witness more severe cases of COVID and could even lead to higher death rate. Studies have shown that people with kidney issues and hypertension are more prone to heart diseases on being exposed to pollution. Dr. Guleria's warning comes a day after national capital woke up to a hazardous level of air pollution in many cities on Friday amidst Diwali festivities. The Met Department has said that improved air quality in Delhi NCR is going to be seen on Saturday. At least it may improve to very poor from severe now.
One set of data does tend to suggest that the virus may stay in the air for a longer period when pollutants are present in the air, because it can sort of stick on to the pollutants and therefore be airborne for a longer period of time. But there's also another body of data which is strong, which is even from the SARS outbreak, which has shown that in areas where the pollution levels were high, people who got COVID had more severe COVID. And therefore, when the two combine together, you can have more severe COVID, which can lead to higher death rates.
Well, it's that time of the year again. Unfortunately, when the sky is grey, visibility is poor, when taking a breath feels like a chore and eyes and throat begin to burn, and it's happening to all of us. While there was a cracker ban in place in the capital, it did not seem like it at all. Just a day after Diwali, the PM 2.5 level was over 900, making the already toxic air much worse.
Delhi gasping for its breath, almost unrecognizable in just 24 hours. The shocking before and after images of the national capital. A thick blanket of smog choking Delhi. If the air quality was severe just last night, people in Delhi woke up to hazardous air quality levels this morning.
A look at the AQI data shows that after 6 p.m. on Diwali night, as people began bursting crackers, the PM 2.5 and PM 10 levels has shot up across the national capital region. Delhi, Noida, Ghaziabad, Greater Noida, Gurgaon, Faridabad all have seen the dipping air quality.
To give you the ghastly numbers, the AQI in Delhi at one point was 999. This is almost 40 times the prescribed safe air limit of 25 by the World Health Organization.
This is because there was a complete violation of the norms and rules laid down by the honorable courts and even by both the government, central and state, as people came out in huge numbers violating the cracker ban in Delhi and NCR. And now they can see the ill effects.
Basic advice to all people would be avoid all kind of morning walks. Nobody should go for a morning walk in this level of pollution. Also, any person who is smoking should avoid smoking at least in these times.
New Delhi has the worst air quality of all world capitals as people paid the price thanks to the use of fireworks, completely disregarding the government's ban on them.
Crackers, crop burning and cold temperatures, the trifecta of Delhi's air pollution woes is back as citizens ignored government mandates and burst crackers on Diwali and continue to burn crop residue in NCR states. Across the NCR region, air quality has dropped to hazardous levels, and Safar says that this is likely to continue till at least Saturday evening, when a fair wind could blow it away. However, at the moment, across NCR, AQI levels are at severe or hazardous levels, and the skies, even at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, continue to be grey. In New Delhi with cameraman Satya, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Now, what is really turning Delhi into a gas chamber? Dirty political firefight has now erupted over clean air. While the Aam Aadmi Party government says there has been a surge in stubble burning, it has also blamed the BJP for making people burst crackers on purpose. The BJP in turn says that the air quality in the capital was bad even before crackers were burst.
It's that time of the year when the festive sparks fly freely. But this time, crackers have lit a bigger fire than ever before, and squarely in India's political minefield. As the air quality worsened the day after Diwali, the Aam Aadmi Party blames the surge in stubble burning and people purposely bursting crackers despite the ban in the capital. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that it was the BJP that made Delhiites burst crackers.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जानबूझ करके पटाखे कल जलवाए, उसके लिए उन्होंने कैंपेन किया, बार बार चुनौती दी कि हम पटाखे जलाएंगे, आप रोक के दिखाइए। लोगों को उससे धर्म से जोड़ करके लोगों को उकसाया गया। मुझे लगता है कि मेरा निवेदन है भारतीय जनता पार्टी से कि इस अपनी सोच को बदलिए।
The BJP hit back, accusing the Arvind Kejriwal government of unleashing a diabolical campaign to dissuade Delhiites from bursting crackers, and that Delhi's air quality index was hazardous even before the crackers came out.
मंत्री गोपाल राय लगातार हम हिंदुओं को ये कहकर चिढ़ाते रहे कि आतिशबाजी का, पटाखों का तो दिवाली से कोई रिश्ता ही नहीं है। कहीं ना कहीं ये उनकी औरंगजेबी सोच का प्रमाण है। औरंगजेब ने भी अपने काल में आतिशबाजी पर रोक लगाई थी।
So is it just crackers that made capital's air poisonous? According to the government air quality forecast agency SAFAR, stubble burning accounted for 36% of Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution on Friday, the highest this season so far. On Thursday, farm fires accounted for 25% of Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution. The concentration of stubble burning in Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution was 32% on Diwali last year as compared to 19% in 2019. As furious war over crackers and pollution continues, the question most Indians will be asking tonight is, whether political or actual, is there an end to the haze in sight? Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, talking about politics, a fresh political war is taking place after non-BJP ruled states did not announce a fuel cut following the centre's announcement on Wednesday. The opposition has called it a cruel joke on the Aam Aadmi. Here's more.
कुछ तो राहत मिली है सर, कुछ तो राहत मिली है सर। फिलहाल के लिए तो मिली है, आगे देखते हैं।
विपक्षी को बोलिए कि पहले बेसिक चीजों की जानकारी करके सरकार पे कोई कमेंट करे। ये पिछले सरकारों के पाप को ढो रही है मोदी सरकार। चुनाव आ गया तो चीजें कम होने लगी, चुनाव आ गया तो लोग जाने लगे। अभी जैसे ही चुनाव गायब होगा फिर सब कुछ यथास्थान पे आ जाएगा।
सब चीज इसलिए महंगे, कम से कम सस्ता होना चाहिए, जो पहले था उसके आसपास तो होना ही चाहिए एक्चुअली।
In what has been a cruel season of record fuel hikes and crippling inflation, on the eve of Diwali, the government gave the Aam Aadmi a breather from staggering hikes by cutting the central excise duty by 5 rupees per litre on petrol and 10 rupees per litre on diesel. The small Diwali cheer was eclipsed with booming politics and a battle that was pitched between the centre and the states. Quick after the reduction, BJP and NDA-run states announced reduction in VAT prices on fuel, further transferring the benefit to consumers. BJP-ruled states like Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Tripura, Goa, Uttarakhand, Manipur, Assam, Bihar and Haryana announced cuts in VATs. However, states run by opposition parties like Punjab, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Jharkhand did not cut VAT and transfer the benefits to citizens. The BJP was quick to pick it up, attacking the opposition.
देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने एक्साइज में कमी कर दी, पेट्रोल और डीजल को सस्ता किया और बीजेपी रूलिंग स्टेट ने भी इसको कम कर दिया, लेकिन कांग्रेस पार्टी सिर्फ बड़ी बड़ी बातें करती है और जब रिलीफ देना है आवाम को तो कांग्रेस पार्टी चूक जाती है।
The political storm over fuel hike also engulfed social media. BJP social media in charge Amit Malviya attacked the opposition parties on Twitter for going after the government on fuel hikes but not reducing VAT on their end. The opposition on its count was quick to dismiss the charges.
साल 2021 यानी इस साल 26 रुपया डीजल पर कीमतें बढ़ा दी प्रति लीटर, 10 रुपया लीटर कम करके शेखी बगार रहे हैं कि बहुत बड़ा दीपावली का तोहफा दे दिया।
If the Congress called it a cheap joke on consumers, the TMC called it the effect of losing an election. NCP chief Sharad Pawar also jumped in, calling out the government for not paying GST dues to the states, asking the government to pay the dues first and then ask for VAT correction.
राज्य सरकारी असं सुचवलेली दिसतंय की आम्ही निश्चित देण्यासाठी पण केंद्र सरकारने राज्याची GSTची जे देणं आहे ती कृपा करून लवकर द्यावं, ती दिल्याच्या नंतर अशा प्रकारचा लोकांना मदत करण्याचा निर्णय घेणं हे शक्य होईल.
While the fuel price rollback has come as a small reprieve to the already pinched pockets of the Aam Aadmi, the politics around it is only escalating and will continue to do so. After all, elections are just around the corner. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now after Sara Ali Khan, it's Farhan Akhtar who has now come under troll attack. The Bhag Milka Bhag actor posted a picture on his Instagram account where he is participating in a Dhanteras puja. However, not long after, an army of bigots descended and started spewing poison in the comment section of the post. Many of them slammed him for celebrating a Hindu festival when he belongs to a different faith. Many also branded him a kafir or a non-believer. The attack on Farhan comes just days after Sara Ali Khan was told for going to a Hindu religious site of Kedarnath. The incident has put a fresh spotlight on the online virtue police. Will those who question the attacks on Indian cricketer Mohammad Shami speak up now or continue to maintain this deafening silence? Now, keeping hopes of getting into semis alive, India beat Scotland by 8 wickets in a must-win game at T20 World Cup. With this resounding victory, India has better net run rate than Afghanistan and New Zealand. Here's more.
If it were the batsmen against Afghanistan, it was the turn of the bowlers to do the job against Scotland. Jasprit Bumrah drew first blood for India, getting the Scottish captain Kyle Coetzer off a slower one.
Pace off.
George Bunsey played with some fearlessness before Shami had him in the last over of the power play.
So inventive, was looking in good touch.
Jadeja, brought into the attack, did not waste time and earned himself 2 wickets in his very first over to leave Scotland tottering at 29 for 4. A nice little partnership had only started developing and Virat once again had to go back to Jadeja, who delivered the goods yet again.
Stern look on Maria Erasmus's face.
Ashwin wasn't to be left behind and the off-spinner also got himself in the wickets column with the dismissal of Chris Greaves.
So it was the slow drip.
Scotland were there on the field, but it were the Indians who were dictating the terms. And it took just 1 over from Shami to bring the procession to an end. That over fetched 3 wickets of the first 3 deliveries, all bowled full into the toes, including a run out of the second ball.
A shout for help.
However, it happened to be Bumrah, the man who started it all, to bring an end to Scotland's innings for just 85.
All out, 85.
India needed to chase down the target in 7.1 overs to go ahead of Afghanistan in the points table on net run rate. And both Rohit and Rahul made their intentions loud and clear. It was raining boundaries in Dubai as India went for the kill to keep their options of making it to the semi-final alive. The victory means that India's net run rate is now better than both Afghanistan and New Zealand, who are ahead on the points table with 6 points. The November 7 match between Afghanistan and New Zealand now becomes even more important for India, as a defeat for the Kiwis would mean that India would know what exactly they need to do the following day against Namibia to make it to the semi-finals. A win for New Zealand, though, will make the match against Namibia redundant for India. Come Sunday, the whole of India would be rooting for an Afghanistan victory. Sports Bureau, India Today.
It was really a free hit.
Well, details of that report and much more is always up on our website as well. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Thanks for watching.